My name is Greg Friedrich, and I've been building cars my whole life. I have a shop called Gizmos. Our cars are hand-built. Our race cars win car shows, and our show cars win races. Our cars are as beautiful as they are functional. I had a client that was a good friend, and we shared the same passion and dream. We had a partnership on a land speed car. Our goal was to do 200 miles per hour. We got close, but then it all came to an end. It felt like unfinished business. Sometimes you just have to start over. All right. This is what you're thinking?
Yeah. Why not? Like, we're standing by the car. And this is the project. Right?
This is the project right here, yeah.
So I have.
All right, so the last time we were at this, we kind of stopped filming for a little bit. Now we're back at it. We've done a lot of work since then. We had looked at grafting in a section from an existing car. It just wasn't going to happen. There was a lot of issues with that, plus we'd have to buy a complete car and cut it apart, and it didn't really make sense. So we make it, that's what we do here anyways, so it just made more sense to make it. This was mostly done on the English wheel. So now, instead of a 4-door, we now have a 2-door car. The top is basically completely chopped. All the pillars are, I believe all the pillars are pretty much done at this point. The back window, we cut out the existing pinch weld that held the gasket for the window and made a new lip for our Lexan windows to eventually fasten to. Our quarter windows, we redid the entire framework for that, which I don't know where it is at the moment, but that is also made for the Lexan to fasten to. And the front driver's and passenger window will be operational as far as going up and down, but will be Lexan. A lot of metal work was done. All this stuff with the door, this all had to be chopped, extended, shortened, trimmed, welded, grinded. It takes a lot of work. Reworking all the angles, making it actually fit, figuring out where we're gonna put this pillar. We found out that a 2-door pillar is different than a 4-door pillar for whatever reason. A lot of this stuff you kind of find out the hard way. Brennan, is somebody here?
Yes, I'm here for you.
Is it Tom?
Just me. You got a roll.
Okay. Brennan, you want to come talk? Yeah, come here.
So like Greg was saying, our initial plan was to graft in a new quarter section from a 2-door, but we couldn't find a donor car in time. All the ones that we did find were either too nice to chop up or they were completely gone and we'd have to make a bunch of new panels for it anyway. So what we ended up doing was just out of our stock sheet metal here, I crafted this new panel to fit in that area where the 4-door was. You can just kind of barely see where that old line was, where that door came to around here. Just barely right along here. I mean, there's just you can see a little bit better down here where that weld is, but it blended in really nice. It came out pretty good. So doing this, I started with using what's called a slip roller, and that just gave me a pretty general shape to get this main kind of curvature up here done. And from there, it was just slowly working it, getting this right profile here. With a panel like this, and being we'd cut so much structure out of the car already, this panel, it wanted to kind of move however you would position it. So getting this panel to be a really close fit and to match the shape and hold its own kind of contours was really important. With this body line here, what I did was I ran it through what's called the tipping dies in a bead roller, And to get it to fade out like it does here, I slowly, as we were working the panel through, would kind of back off the tension slowly. And that worked out really well. After I did that, I went through it with the English wheel with a pretty high profile die in here to get this same sweep. And same thing as with the tipping dies, I just kind of slowly blended all that in together. So it looks factory, it looks stock, and I think it came out pretty good. Yeah, I think we've got those in here right now. So these are tipping dies right here, and all it does is, you know, as I go along, this is a soft lower die here. So when you run the metal through it, it's got room to kind of push that material down. And as we're doing this, I'm adjusting the pressure here and slowly kind of working it out to fade that line away as we're going. So that's what these dies do. They're great for tipping an edge. Anytime you want like a hard crease in sheet metal, these dies work really well. I'll show you the dies too for the wheel. So we have different radiuses, as you know, for the English wheel here. And so what I did was I took a die that matched the profile of this curve pretty close. See just right in there. And then slowly kind of blended that through the wheels like that. And that gave us a pretty close shape to what it was originally. That's how we did it. How's that? Does that look funny? Is that okay?
It's fine.
Me here?
Nobody cares.
Okay. If I don't.